Well, I respectfully disagree with the reasoning and the rationale behind the Honorable Supreme Court's decision to grant interim bail to Arvind Kejriwal, and that is for a few reasons. One, in the eyes of the court, in the eyes of the law, it really doesn't matter whether you're a chief minister, union minister, or any other person. You're just any other person before the court. And this particular person had been served 9 summons, and he had been evading these summons. There is also material to indicate that he had allegedly destroyed certain evidence, not cooperated with the investigating agencies. So given these antecedents of this person, I don't think he was deserving of interim bail, especially for the reason that the general election was going on. Interim bail usually is granted for humanitarian reasons. It is if a family member is unwell, or if you yourself are really unwell, or if there is something pressing in the family, such as a wedding which has to be attended. It is for those reasons normally that interim bail is granted. In this case, participating in an election, if my personal view is a privilege. And in a democracy, it is a privilege that should not loosely be granted. If a person is accused of corruption, is being investigated for corruption, certainly then that person should not claim as right that I must be allowed to go and campaign or contest in an election. So this is my view. And lastly, I think it sets a fairly dangerous precedent, because now anti-national individuals, even separatists such as Amritpal we've seen, is coming forward and saying that I want to contest in the election. So for that reason, I think it sets a very dangerous precedent. Every person is now going to come forward, every under trial accused of heinous offences will say the election is on. And in a country as vibrant as India, there is constantly an election that is going on. So does it mean that this will now be accepted as one ground for granting bail? So these are some questions which I feel will now, unfortunately, will come up. But it remains to be seen now what happens. Well, the Honorable Supreme Court, of course, in its wisdom has decided to lay down certain conditions, which to my mind only shows that even the Honorable Court understands that it is important to restrain this person, like any other person that is granted bail, from doing certain activities that normally would not be permissible had they been in custody. But my view on this is, my personal view is that while an investigation is going on, and while the investigating agencies are still trying to uncover evidence which this person is not cooperating in providing or is hiding or destroying, because I believe certain phones were allegedly destroyed, passwords have not been given, and certain other things have happened. In such a situation, then should such a person be granted this extraordinary relief by the Honorable Court, maybe that doesn't augur very well. This is my personal view. I don't agree with the reasoning that because a general election is going on and therefore we want to grant bail. Only on that limited aspect I don't agree. But of course, as a general principle, bail has to be the rule, jail has to be the exception. I understand that. But this was also a case where Mr. Kejriwal had not even filed a bail application. This was a situation, in my understanding, where he was only challenging the legality of his arrest. In the course of those proceedings, which had come up by way of special leave before the Honorable Supreme Court, he has asked for interim bail. So it sends an incorrect message, in my view, an uncomfortable message that people like Kejriwal, who can afford the best lawyers, most expensive lawyers, have perhaps been treated in a manner that maybe a regular person would not have gotten.